Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Voices of Workers podcast. This would be like the 6th episode we'll be shooting.
So you have forgotten?
Yes, the 6th episode. Again, thank you so much for watching our previous episode. Or please continue to share and watch our previous episodes. My name is Omolola Pedro, and I am co-hosting this podcast alongside this very fortunate and privileged man here.
You forgot the episode of the pod. You used to be very smart. What happened?
Wow. Okay. I'll take that as a compliment. It's another episode of the podcast, and today here with us we have a very, very interesting personality with us. He is a professor of political science. He is the current dean, the Faculty of Social Sciences, University of Lagos, UNILAG. He is also the former chairperson of the Academic Staff Union of University, Lagos. He is currently the chairperson of the ASUU Lagos zone. And by Lagos zone, I think that kind of like covers...
That was former chairperson.
We call it zonal coordinator.
Zonal coordinator. And the Lagos zone covers...
I have 7 universities.
7 universities.
In Lagos and Ogun State, public universities.
Public universities in Lagos and Ogun State. So you already know that we don't have a small person here.
And most importantly, it's also a member of the National Executive Committee, a NEC member of ASUU.
Of ASUU. Clap now.
Okay. Sorry.
So, welcome with us, Comrade Professor Adelaja Odukoya.
This is where we are supposed to clap.
Yeah, thank you. It's nice to be here, comrades. Yeah.
Thank you so
congratulations
much.
for the good work you guys are doing.
Thank you so much, Comrade.
Thank you, Comrade. To start with the conversation on again, there have been recent news here and there on TV, on newspaper, that ASUU is planning to go on another strike. In fact, on the social media streets, people used to say that nothing that
thunder,
no strike,
and thunder is no for strikes.
So, but the question, so many would ask, why does ASUU always go on strike?
Thank you so much. I think the question needs to be rephrased. Why do governments take interest in forcing ASUU to go on strike? Because, you see, if you have been in the hierarchy of ASUU, you will know that the greatest thing that you don't, the last thing you want to happen to you is to go on strike.
On strike.
Because you're prosecuting a strike is energy strapping, resources strapping, and it takes your resources, it takes your time, it takes your everything. And why do you have to? Because you see, when you see the way the Nigerian university system is structured, when you see that Nigerian university are underpaid, and you ask yourself, who are those foolish people who are still there? Because, for goodness sake, why would a professor, and to be a professor, you must have been in the system with a PhD, with a BSc, with an MSc, a PhD, after 30 years, 20 years, 30 years, and you are earning something just less than $350 per month, $500,000 per month. If you are not crazy.
You mean $500,000 per month?
No, Naira per month.
Naira.
And I'm talking, and there are some of our colleagues that they are at bar. When you say they are at bar, that means they have gotten to a stage in their career when no kobo they can no longer be promoted, they cannot get salary increments.
So
and these people have been on that position since 2029, when last we got salary adjustments. So consequently, if you want to appreciate the crisis, is to say that there are people who have been on the same salaries since 2009 and are still on that same salary today. If you don't get it, just ask yourself, how much is a bag of rice in 2009 and how much is it today? Or as little as Tom-Tom. How much was Tom-Tom in 2009 and how much is it today? Then the gravity will eat you. So, it will only ideally be a stupid man that will remain in that profession. But we are here not because we are stupid. not because we have no choice, but because we are patriotic. But because, again, as member of ASUU, we are organic intellectuals, and we function best, and our challenge is to redeem our society. That's what we call epistemic injustice. It's part of the basis of the backwardness of our country, where the Western world determine and impose what we have to do. So we have decided to stay here. So to now think that ASUU go on strike because it just loves to go on strike, it's actually highly uncharitable. And it's more unfortunate that those who fight for don't even understand. But again, when you fight on principle, because you usually ask yourself, when you fight for people, some of our members say it, and the people are the one even abusing you, forget them and face your this thing. We say, no, you don't go on sabbatical on principle. You don't take sabbatical on principle. And you don't react based on what people think or say or what they don't say when you are fighting on principle. The struggle for us about reclaiming the Nigerian university system and the educational system, and particularly Nigerian society, is a commitment for us. So we don't go on strike because we like it. We go on strike because government forces us to do that. And don't forget, with the poverty wage we are being paid, it's not possible for an average ASUU person to send their children to private school or abroad. We have our children in the same university too. But because we care, university education is universal. That's why it's university. The content of your education in Ife, in Abakaliki, it should be the same thing with the one you have in New York, you have in Paris. And we are saying, since these rascals have taken over our government since 1960, and it has become work from Babangida with the structural adjustment program, or maybe we go back to Obasanjo, Ali Mongo. They have commercialized education. Before now, you have people from all over the world, foreigners coming to our university. They are no longer coming because our universities are no longer globally competitive. And that's why when we talk about revitalization. Put money in the universities. Stop making university constituency projects. Fund university so that it can claim its former glory. And if you want to develop this country anyway, if you have not started with education, you are only joking. So we don't go on a strike because we want to. We go on strike because government forces us to. And what is in the offspring again? We've been negotiating that 2009 agreement since 2017, over 8 years now. We've signed two different, the government have wasted public funds, set up a negotiation committee. We renegotiated draft agreement, government have not done anything. We are at it again. We have been shouting. We've given Tinubu 2 years. He has not done anything. So, those to be blamed for the tragedy and the misfortune of our educations are the people in the corridors of our, not ASUU.
Yeah, so before my colleague goes, we've been having repeated agreements. There's like the 1992 agreement, then there's the 2009 agreement, and now I think currently there's a context, exactly models of action also, but exactly, so one will ask that why does ASUU call off its strike without achieving its demand, and they're only to come back again, call another strike, and
Yeah. That's a very interesting question. And it's sobering. You see, in the struggle, there's a level for strategy, there's a level for tactics. Where strategy looks at the overall broad-based this thing where we are going, the tactics deals with the immediate steps that you take, units. So, the decision is between managing strategy and tactics, and it's equally at the level of national interest. It's the same people that will say, why will ASUU call off his life when it has not gotten everything? That will say ASUU is still be rigid. At least they have done something. So, head you lose, pay you lose. But the issue for us is this. Because we are patriotic, because our struggles are not selfish. As a matter of fact, the ordinary ASUU member accuses the ASUU leadership of not prioritizing the welfare of members. That why, for goodness sake, why are you talking about funding university? That doctors don't talk about funding hospital. That they're only talking about their money. We said, no, we are scholars. We are scholars. And as scholars, we are the conscience of the society. We can't act like any other worker. And because we know we are training those who are going to shape this society, change this society, we can't afford to fold our hand. Just look at it. They're still owing us 3 months out of our retired salary. But the same students have been passed out. They've gone their ways. We've done those work. The work of a lecturer, if it interests you, is the only work in this country that you need a minimum of master's degree to do. It's the only work. The average contract of employment, you must have a time of resumption and a closing time. Go and take the appointment letter of any lecturer. No resumption, no closing time. Because you work 24/7, 7 or 365 days.
Yeah, that's your colleagues that have lesser.
Of course. So that's.
Meanwhile, we have people in the National Assembly who are calling.
Oh, don't talk about those ones. You see, part of the problem we have is that we have a ruling class that has a pathological hatred for knowledge. And there is a double tragedy for ASUU. As a scholar, you are no go green. You can't just be hoodwink. They can't just tell you will question them. We will raise voice. The second tragedy is that we are equally training people like you, infant terribles, that are giving them problem. So it is in their interest. So what therefore are we saying? We call it is because we're a patriotic union. We are not thinking just about ourselves. And again, because we are honorable and we think they should be honorable. When you enter agreement, you should fulfill it. But they enter agreement when they know that they are not even going to honor it from the word go ab initio.
Thank you so much, Comrade. Thank you so much. Because, when you mentioned fighting for people, and then the same people are the ones who then turn around to say something.
And let me quickly tell you this.
Okay.
Somebody was telling me some few days ago, this same people, that they have, even our students, give them certificate the first day. The first day, I mean, did this thing. They will thank you and start celebrating. There are parents who are not bothered about the quality of education. They only bother about the certificate. And we must change this orientation. And when we talk about revitalization, fund university and all of these issues, and sometimes some of these things are not what can be done overnight. So that's again why we cannot say you must do everything once. You understand? So, but we must do this because you after 4 or 5 years in the university, you get to Britain, they are saying your certificate is not what the paper on which is written on. It's a shame on us. And we are concerned. And that's why we do what we do. And it says government must do the right thing. And that's why they should stop opening universities. What you need to do is to increase access. University of Lagos increase its capacity to admit double the students instead of duplicating bureaucracies. For every university you open, you add a VC and all these things. You don't need that. You don't need that. Make the ones on ground to be functional.
Functional, yes. Because that's actually the opinion we hold. When you get announcements that, a new university has been opened here, another one has been opened there, and then you wonder why the already existing ones are not even functioning properly.
And let me tell you one thing. All those universities have been opened without money. They are using the money we fought for. The money from the TED fund, which was a product of our own struggle. It is money from TED fund that should be used to intervene in existing university. They are being used to set up this university, thereby starving even old university before that. Not just only setting up new university that won't function. The money meant for the old university are being taken away from them to open university at the backyard of the president, the senator. It's most unfortunate.
Very, very unfortunate.
So speaking on TED fund, generally they've been. I think I'm happy that you mentioned that is part of ASUU's victory. You understand? Because
when we told them put money in the system and they said there's no money, we said there's money. And we are thinkers, and we told them this and this is what you can do. That's how TED fund. came on board. At a point in time, we were on board of Tech Fund. But because we insist that they can't use it as a basis for primitive capital accumulation, which they have been using, they took us off from the board. And that's why, you see, there's what they call special intervention projects that does not follow this thing. Some senators will just go and get projects on paper, 500 billion, maybe they give the university half, particularly this university and state university. And they will say they are special intervention projects. Those ones are different from the regular dusting. It's actually a grand swell of corruption.
Thank you, comrade. Also, I want to go back to where you mentioned about the people you are fighting for, then turning against you again. I think it's like in almost all these spheres of the world, because even as activists, as student activists on campus, where we try to lead struggles and actions against the management or something, it's the same students who will be telling you that, please, for me, I want to graduate on time. Or we are not protesting. Nobody should boycott lectures, right? But it's also funny that it's the same set of people who also come out to say, oh, ASUU typically fights a selfish
And they only
fight.
for their salaries.
That all ASUU is concerned about is their own salaries. And I think that is why every time ASUU announces an action, the first thing that comes to people's head is that, but they paid them some money recently. Now, why are they fighting again? So the idea is that what ASUU is concerned about is just their own salaries.
Yeah,
their
let's
own
quickly talk about that. I've just told you, and the records are there, and the government have not denied. Our salary has not been increased since 2009. How many years ago is that?
Wow.
That's
You did mathematics
I
now.
did not. I feel
So,
as I thought, say 50 years. That's more than.
yeah.
Yes, that's like
Yeah,
16 years.
That's more than,
You understand? So which side selfishness is there? If I've not gotten this. So you see, people believe what they want to believe. And they actually spread falsehood as knowledge. It is on record. Let anybody challenge us. Government has not denied that we have not gotten any salary review since 2009. So where is that service salary? Or that we don't deserve to earn a living? Or that our wives don't go to the market like other people? Or that our children should not go to school? Or that we commit a crime for being lecturers? So where is that selfishness? And tell me any other part of this country that has not gotten a salary review since 2009.
Since 2009.
And yet, people will open their mouth and say, ASUU is selfish. He's fighting for salary. Where is it? And again, if they are mistaken when they talk about this issue of earned academic allowances, let's clarify. Earned academic allowance is a product of the viciousness, wickedness of the ruling class. You have a class, like you say, university is not a local institution. It is global. They are global standard. For science students, or for science discipline, it's 1 lecturer to 10 students. That is the global standard. In Nigeria, you have one lecturer to 500 students.
But in amphitheater, where was it there?
That's all. So, what are we saying therefore? For the government is supposed to employ people. The government have refused to employ. When we were fighting the other time about IPPIS, we are actually fighting for the university autonomy. And what does that say? The right to teach what we want to teach and operate our system the way it should be in global standard. Now, with IPPIS, the university have been turned to a civil service institution, a public service, where you cannot, you see, you are bright guys. I'm a dean of a faculty. Just talking with you, I can just say, oh, Juwon, comrade, you add value to our faculty. Come over. You get temporary employment. Within a year or so, it will be regularized. You don't need to apply because it's the university we are looking for the best. Now, to employ a messenger, the vice chancellor has to get permission from Abuja.
Wow.
We have departments that don't have more than 5 people, and they have more than 5,000 students. So excess workload is the tokenism being paid lecturer for stressing them to death. Every time we go to NEC, we do our NEC every 3 months. We get report of minimum, when we are lucky, within 3 months, we will have reported 20-25 deaths from our university. Some university report as much as 10.
In the space of
We
3
are
months.
overworked, we are overstressed, we are being killed gradually as lecturers. So that's the money they call. Meanwhile, the last one they just paid, 50 billion. What they are owing Unilag alone is more than 100 billion. What they paid nationally was just 50 billion. And 10 billion of it went to non-academics. And what we have even done is that the value of this thing is we want to exit it. And what we have agreed is mainstream it into our salary so that there will be no strike we are fighting for. They have refused to do it. These are the issues. So let's get back to where we are coming. We have not gotten a salary review since 2009. So anybody now saying we are fighting for our selfish interests, and of course, what's
selfish about it?
What is even selfish about selfish?
A worker deserves his wage.
In fact, the grandfather of capitalism, Adam Smith, said it clearly that it is not because of the benevolency of the baker, of the fisherman, that you have your bread or you have your fish, but their own enlightened self-interest. We deserve our wages.
Of course.
No, that's
a capitalist intellectual.
Yes, the grandfather, not just intellectual.
Yeah, grandfather.
Yes,
grandfather.
it is in you have it in the Wealth of Nation. It said it clearly.
Yes.
You don't get your food because of the benevolence of anybody.
Of course. It's
It's because so when they provide us, so we deserve our wages, but we are saying we have not gotten it. The last time we have it was 2009 wage salary review. So, as somebody says, and surprisingly for me, students that are supposed to be even, we say they are selfish. Sometimes I say maybe they don't even know the meaning of selfishness. Because if somebody have not gotten a salary review since 2009, and you are accusing the person of fighting for selfish interest, I know I have a problem.
I think there's a difference. Selfishness have changed the meaning in dictionary.
Maybe dictionary has
Maybe
changed.
there's a new meaning to it.
Aha.
What's changed?
Yes,
What you know yesterday is different from
Exactly.
what it is today.
Exactly.
And I think that's what would take me to the next question. Comrade, you spoke about how of course ASUU struggles covers also how it interests students, in the interest of students, funding universities, and
Quality education.
Quality
Quality education.
Exactly. And I think that also
Globally competitive one for that matter.
Yes. And I think that also even includes what's it called? Student welfare on campus.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Now, we are in an age where university school fees are increasing like on a daily basis. As I know when you said, I don't think the one paid up to 7,000 naira.
Oh yeah, my school fees was 9,700.
9,700. And a few years later, I paid 19,000 naira. But my brother now pays 100,000 naira. And that's like for the cheapest federal university as it stands. We have those who even pay more than 200, 400. Now, what this brings me to is, if it was a situation where ASUU demands were met and schools are functioning properly, I don't think any students should be struggling to afford school fees. And that is where the introduction of the student loan now comes to play. In the past, the government has tried to introduce student loans, and then it was vehemently resisted because people believed that it was not the solution to the problem. A loan is not the solution to the struggle for affordable quality
A constitutional
education.
struggle for that matter.
Yes.
There's a provision for it.
Of course. So what do you have to say to this comment? Some people see this loan as like the ultimate solution, the ultimate answers to their prayers. But then on the other hand, there are still a lot of people who think this should not be happening. I mean, why should we get loans to pay 80,000 naira school fees?
Oh, and now they're also asking lecturers
themselves to
also
also
You see, the way to look at it is that, like Comrade Soetan will always say, we are having a generation of politicians that he calls akotileta. I call them onigbese, alainitiju. These are debtors that have no shame. How much have they appropriated for that loan? What am I saying? The money they are giving out, they've appropriated for the national student loan thing. Let them put it in the
Is
university.
enough to fund schools.
Will you need any loan? Won't you do free education? It's just the same thing. This is a government that is owing lecturers and asking us to come and take loan. This is a government that has not has withheld my 3 months salary. This is a government that has not given me salary increment since 2009. It's asking me to come and take loan.
Rather than increase my salary, you would prefer
you want to
that
put
I
me in
take
bondage. So what they have done, and those who are jubilating will soon find out, is that they are actually working deliberately, consciously to their own bondage. They are complicated. If US has done it and they are not succeeding, they are crying. Oh, Nigeria.
Who are we?
You understand? Those who are celebrating, let me tell you the truth. They are seeing it as part of the national cake.
Right.
They believe that it will not be paid back.
That's true.
That is not the truth about it.
That is very true.
That is the truth.
Yeah.
And like our people say, ọmọdé burúkú bojú ẹ̀yìn wò, ìrókò ni wọ́n jókòó.
Of course.
A small child abused the Iroko tree. Iroko is a sacred tree. So because it's sacred, it's a spiritual tree, you think when you abuse the Iroko,
to fight immediately.
if you get the repercussion immediately, you know they happen like that though. It go take, but repercussion go come.
You go stick
So let them be enjoying the student loan. The day where repercussion they come,
it go shock
it
everybody.
go shock everybody.
So
It go shock everybody.
come with, you are a NEC member. So it's like the last point of conversation. You're a NEC member. So I wish to ask you, will ASUU go on strike?
If government forces us to go on strike, we will have no apology of going on strike. And we have gotten to a stage when government is forcing us to go on strike. And if the right thing is not done, I'm afraid it will be our patriotic duty. It will be our historical liability to go on strike to redeem the Nigerian university system.
Aluta continue, guys.
Victoria is certain. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Comrade. This was a very interesting conversation, and we appreciate you for coming on the podcast.
It's always my pleasure. We are always on the barricade together. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Comrade. Once again, thank you everyone for watching this episode. Please don't forget to watch previous episodes and the ones that will be coming after now. This podcast is supported by the Friedrich Ebert Stiftung Foundation, FES Nigeria.
Yeah, and watch us on Spotify.
Yes, please, we are also available on Spotify for those who cannot sit on YouTube to watch the video. You can listen to the audio version on Spotify. The link will be attached to the comment section by the time we upload this episode. We hope to see you again when
we see you.
Thank you.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
So thank you. It's been nice to be with you guys.
Thank you so much, Comrade.
Yeah, come away.